Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Paris to hold talks with French President tonight. Congress leader P Chidambaram remanded to 4 days CBI custody in the INX Media case. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu says India would not accept interference or mediation in its internal affairs. India and Nepal comprehensively review bilateral relations with focus on connectivity and economic partnership. Sabka Vishwas-Legacy dispute resolution scheme for taxpayers to be operational from 1st of next month. Ministry of Environment to relax lease rent for wind power projects to boost investment in the sector. And in cricket, West Indies win the toss and put India to bat in the first test in Antigua. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Paris a short while ago on the first leg of his three-nation tour to France, UAE and Bahrain. He will drive straight for a historic tour of Château de Chantilly near Paris and hold bilateral talks with the French President Emmanuel Macron. Our correspondent covering the Prime Minister's visit has filed this report.
Focus of the talks is expected to be on important fields like security, industry and trade, challenges of counter-terrorism and climate changes. Indian community in Paris is also having a lot of expectations from the visit of Prime Minister. They are eagerly waiting for a speech in front of Indian diaspora scheduled for tomorrow. In this function, Prime Minister will also inaugurate memorial built in the name of Indians died in airplane crash in 1950 and 1966. In 1966 plane crash near Mount Blanc, India lost the father of nuclear program, Homi Nitin Kekar for AIR News from Paris.
Speaking exclusively to our correspondent covering the Prime Minister's visit, Indian Ambassador in France, Vinay Mohan Quatra, has said that one important aspect of Indo-France relationship is on time-bound implementation of decisions.
The strategic partnership between India and France has actually grown from strength to strength. We expect that during this visit, the two leaders would not only be able to undertake a comprehensive assessment of the relationship, but would also establish the timelines and the agenda for our future cooperation in coming months and years ahead.
Mr. Quatra said that in today's meeting, the two leaders will take comprehensive assessment of the relationship and will establish a timeline and agenda for future cooperation in coming years. During his visit to Paris, the Prime Minister is also scheduled to address the Indian community. Mehan Poinusamy, Europe Coordinator of Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, is looking forward to the Prime Minister's visit.
We are expecting a lot in the sense that we are Indian diaspora living outside India. We are contributing around 4% to the GDP of India. We are working to reinvest in India. Whatever programs are Make in India, Clean India, Smart Cities, all these things are interesting.
A Delhi court today allowed 4-day CBI custody of Congress leader and former Finance Minister P Chidambaram in the INX Media corruption case. Special Judge Ajay Kumar Kohar said, considering the facts and circumstances, he is of the view that police custody is justified and remanded Chidambaram to CBI's custody till August the 26th. The judge asked the agency to conduct medical examination of the former minister as per the rules. The court also allowed the family members and lawyers of Chidambaram to meet him for half an hour every day during the custody. CBI had sought 5-day custody of Chidambaram for interrogation in the case pertaining to alleged irregularities in the grant of foreign investment clearances to INX Media when he was Finance Minister. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, representing the CBI, said Chidambaram was in conspiracy with others in the INX Media scam. He said Chidambaram's custodial interrogation was necessary to unearth the larger conspiracy and he is required to be confronted with documents. Chidambaram's advocates opposed the CBI plea on the ground that all the other accused, including his son Karti, have already been granted bail in the case. The former finance minister, who was arrested by the CBI last night from his Jor Bagh residence in New Delhi, was produced in the court this afternoon. BJP has termed the INX Media case as a scam of massive corruption and attacked the Congress, for defending former Union Minister P Chidambaram, who has been arrested in this case. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Prakash Javadekar told media that UPA rule was synonymous with corruption and the law is now catching up with Congress leaders. He also rejected the charge of political vendetta behind the action against Mr. Chidambaram and said the matter should be left to investigative agencies and courts.
We don't interfere in the works of CBI or any other investigating agency. Law will take its own course. This is a massive corruption case. We should leave it to the courts. We should leave it to the investigating agencies.
Earlier in the day, the Congress party alleged political vendetta in P Chidambaram's arrest. Briefing media in New Delhi, party spokesman Randeep Surjewala said neither Mr. Chidambaram nor his son have been accused of any offence in the INX Media case. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu has said that India would not accept interference or mediation in the internal affairs of the country. He asserted that restructuring of Jammu Kashmir state was aimed at improving governance and fostering inclusive and equitable growth. An official release today said that Mr. Naidu made the statement while addressing 60 heads of Estonian diplomatic missions, along with the Foreign Minister of Estonia, Urmas Reinsalu, on the last day of his tri-nation tour to the Baltic region. The Vice President arrived in New Delhi this morning after completing a series of official engagements in Estonia on the last leg of his tour. Meanwhile, all Jammu and Kashmir Panchayat Conference AJKPC, a frontline body of elected sarpanches and panches in Jammu and Kashmir, has expressed its deepest gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah for extension of 73rd Amendment of the Indian Constitution to J&K by scrapping Article 370 provisions and 35A. In Jammu and Kashmir, restrictions were eased in most areas of Kashmir, with barricades being lifted and the movement of people and traffic increasing gradually, but mobile and internet services remain suspended for the 18th day today. Landline telephone services have been restored at most places. Officials said the situation was peaceful and no untoward incident was reported from anywhere in the Kashmir Valley. Indian Air Force IAF has postponed AFCAT 2019 examination, which was scheduled to be held on August the 24th at Srinagar Centre. The fresh date for the examination would be notified later. However, the examination scheduled to be held at centres established at Leh and Jammu would be conducted as per the fixed schedule. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today said that all member countries must take up reforms of the World Trade Organization and not deal with issues in a piecemeal manner. He was speaking at an international dialogue on South-South and triangular cooperation in New Delhi. He said all member countries of the WTO must engage to ensure that the rule-based, transparent and non-discriminatory governance that free trade requires is taken forward honestly. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has left for New Delhi after concluding his 2-day visit to Nepal. On the second day of his visit, Dr. Jaishankar paid a courtesy call on President Vidya Devi Bhandari in Kathmandu this morning. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar and his Nepalese counterpart, Pradeep Kumar Gyavali, co-chaired the 5th meeting of the India-Nepal Joint Commission yesterday. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said the discussions were productive. He said the Joint Commission comprehensively reviewed bilateral relations and identified areas for cooperation. Ministry of Environment has decided to relax the mandatory charging of lease rent of 30,000 rupees per megawatt for wind power projects. According to an official release, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar took a conscious decision to relax the condition of charging the lease rent in this regard during a review meeting. Mr. Javadekar said that the step will boost the investment in wind power projects and will help in providing wind power at cheaper rate. Mr. Javadekar said the government envisages to meet maximum energy requirement by tapping renewable energy resources. He said to achieve the target of clean energy in a time-bound manner, various policies and regulations are being constantly updated. The government has notified the Sabka Vishwas-Legacy Dispute Resolution Scheme 2019 to free small taxpayers of their pending disputes with the tax administration. It will be operationalized from the 1st of next month and would continue till the 31st of December this year. The government has urged the taxpayers and all concerned to avail the scheme and make a new beginning. A finance ministry release today said the two main components of the scheme, which was announced in Union Budget 2019-20, are dispute resolution and amnesty. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Dr. Rajiv Kumar today said that the government has taken several steps to boost the economy and it is contemplating some more steps to get back the economy on a rising trend. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Mr. Kumar said some of the measures announced in the Union Budget 2019-20 are related to attract private investments in the country, including in railways. He said the government has also announced in the budget to support private investors and also to open different sectors of the economy for foreign direct investment, including permitting 100% FDI in insurance broking sector.
The government has recognized that many agencies have lowered their forecast for the Indian economy and therefore is now taking all these steps to boost the Indian economy. The RBI has also for the first time cut the repo rate by 35 basis points. So this is also a very strong step to boost the economy.
Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Minister Ram Vilas Paswan has said that till date, 85% of ration cards have been linked with Aadhaar cards to reduce the leakage in the public distribution system. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News, the minister said that One Nation, One Card scheme will be implemented in the entire country by June 2020.
ये अंतिम इसका जो गोल है वो है हमारा जून 2020 में जाकर के पूरे देश में वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड। तो वो कहीं से भी जाकर के बिहार का आदमी यदि है, कहीं मान लीजिए जम्मू कश्मीर में है या पंजाब में है, हरियाणा में है, कहीं जो जहां है वहां से राशन अपना ले सकता है।
Tune into the FM Gold channel of AIR at 9:30 tonight to listen to this interview. The first cricket test match between India and the West Indies is underway at Antigua. West Indies won the toss and opted to field. India was 63 for 3 in 22 overs when reports last came in. The match was delayed by about 15 minutes due to wet outfield caused by rain. The match is also the opening contest of the World Test Championships for both the sides. At the stock markets, falling for the third straight day, both the Sensex and the Nifty ended with deep cuts today, while the rupee posted sharp loss against the dollar. The report.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange tanked 587 points or 1.6% to close at 36,473. The Nifty plunged to 177 points to 10,741. At the Forex market, the rupee plunged 26 paise to an over 8-month low of 71.81 against the US dollar. In the bullion market, gold advanced 150 rupees to hit a new high of 38,970 rupees in Delhi. With Kamal Saxena, Paul Thotham for AIR News.
Prasar Bharati Chairman Dr. A. Surya Prakash has expressed concern over growing phenomena of fake news, saying it has great elements of disturbing the country's communal harmony. He said any attempt to disturb India's diversity and communal harmony should be resisted. Dr. Surya Prakash was chairing a session on fake news and its impact on national security during a function in New Delhi today. The chairman said citizens have a great role in countering fake news, which hit the country's plurality. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Paris to hold talks with French President tonight. Congress leader P Chidambaram remanded to 4 days CBI custody in the INX Media case. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu says India would not accept interference or mediation in its internal affairs. India and Nepal comprehensively review bilateral relations with focus on connectivity and economic partnership. Sabka Vishwas-Legacy dispute resolution scheme for taxpayers to be operational from 1st of next month. Ministry of Environment to relax lease rent for wind power projects to boost investment in the sector. And in cricket, West Indies win the toss and put India to bat in the first test in Antigua. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.